I'm thrilled to share the award this year with Christina Brown.
Yeah, Auntie!
In her role with the Office of Human Relations, she identified, partnered, and supported community-wide social justice and racial justice initiatives through advocacy and coalition building, including our Rethinking Racism initiative. She organized and facilitated educational forums and action-based dialogues. She also intervened on behalf of individuals and groups seeking solutions to experiences of prejudice. Christina is a brilliant and incredibly talented activist and peacemaker and has a wonderful sense of humor. Please join me in congratulating the 2018 IJBC Bob Excellence.
So I don't include in my bio that I'm 4'11". So congratulations. That's a secret about me. Wow. Peace to my Musketeer colleagues, but I am a Bearcat on. All right, start there. There's no violence yet, so that's good. At the University of Cincinnati, we have the African American Cultural Resource Center, and there we use a call and response method because I grew up in a Black church, and then I went to an Afrocentric elementary school. Hi, Mom. I love you for sending me there. And for so, I know, Linda, I have 2 minutes. I'm going to use at least 3.5, so please be patient with me. I'm a Black woman. I've been oppressed enough. So in the African American Cultural Resource Center, we use a call. We say Abarigani. That means, what good news do you bring? And then the response is Njima Abarigani, and that means I bring good news. So I need you all to practice with me, whether or not you're Black or you're a Bearcat or you ended up here on accident and you don't know why I'm speaking. So Abarigani. Njima Abarigani.
Egino Bardigani.
Okay, so we're gonna do that one more time. Abarigani.
Egino Bardigani.
Abarigani.
Egino Bardigani.
Okay, so I asked, what good news do you bring? You said, we bring good news, and tonight the good news is that we are here. We are surviving an onslaught of white supremacy. We are surviving an onslaught of patriarchy. We are surviving an onslaught of anti-Semitism. We are surviving an onslaught of xenophobia.
Yes,
but we're still here and we're still fighting. So Abarigani. Ashe. So, if any of you have had the luxury or misfortune of hearing me talk about oppression, you know that I talk about oppression in 4 ways, right? So we talk about oppression in the 4 I's. Oppression as an institutional circumstance, oppression as an interpersonal circumstance, oppression as an internalized circumstance, and oppression as an individualized circumstance. So in the same spirit in which we talk about oppression, I'd like to talk about power, and I'd like to talk about the thanks that I want to extend in the same way. So I would not be standing before you if it weren't for the individuals, institutions, and the internalized and the interpersonal ideas that I have here before me today. So first, I want to thank my mother and my family, the institutions and the individuals and the interpersonal relationships that I've built that have brought me here today. I say Asante Sana, which is the Swahili for thank you. So Mom, thank you. Neve, thank you. Anissa, thank you. Brienne, thank you. Asante Sana, please give them a round of applause. They weren't ready for all these shout outs, y'all. Give an individual. Raise your hand if you want a compliment. The next piece that I want to do is I want to thank all of the Black women and the Black institutions that raised me to be a proud young Black woman. That includes the African American Cultural Resource Center at the University of Cincinnati. That includes Cincinnati Young Black Professionals. That includes the Office of Human Relations. That includes every mentor that took me out for coffee. Everyone that pulled me to the side and said, hey, you shouldn't say that on Facebook, they'll screenshot you. That includes every single individual that has empowered me to say, there is no justice, so you don't have to be peaceful with your ideas, okay? I want to thank them and say Asante Sana, so please give them a round of applause. And then I'll close with thanking the institutions that have helped build me while giving you a call to action. So I know there are some of my colleagues from the Cincinnati Union Co-op Initiative in the room. I hear they're in the room. Hey! Kelsey, Kristen, Ellen, Andres. Oh, there's Ellen, there's Flecker. So we're trying to build the world that we want to see, so I just want to give a cheap plug. Our dinner is November 29th. And if you still have change left over, you should RSVP for that on Eventbrite. Talk to Kristen about sponsorships. I want to thank them. I want to thank the Cincinnati Human Relations Commission, which helped me filter some of my ideas. I want to thank the Intercommunity Justice and Peace Center, whose office I've literally cried in. I've cursed in way too much for it to be a religious institution. So I apologize for that. Sorry, Mom, about that as well. And I just want to thank all of the people who thought their lectures were useless, which include David and Linda, who try to empower me. Lastly, I just want to close with a call to action. So when they tricked me into coming to the office because they said I needed to print something or some sort of lie that got me into the office because CUCI's office is down the hall, they said, "Hey, Christina, can we talk to you for a second?" I said, "Sure." She said, "Could you have a seat?" I was like, "Am I getting fired? I don't even work here." They didn't fire me. And Tyler, you stole my speech, by the way, because I'm gonna say what you said, so I'm gonna reemphasize that wisdom. They said, "Hey, Christina, we just want to let you know you've been named as the 2018 Bob Maxwell Peacekeeper." And I said, "What?" If you ask any of the people that I know and love, they will not call me peaceful under any circumstances. And they said, "Yeah, we don't think that either, but somebody else does." And I said, you know, I was grateful, but I was also hurt because this is not a peaceful moment, right? So Martin Luther King Day is coming up. Hi, Louise. And thank you to the Martin Luther King Coalition, who has also built up my self-esteem and my bravado. Yes, somebody thinks I'm funny. So in being on the Martin Luther King Coalition, I've been forced to study King in a way that King has not been commercialized, right? So King says that peace is not the absence of tension, but the presence of justice, right? And when I look around in the city of Cincinnati, which is the 8th most segregated city in this country, which is the city which leads second in childhood poverty, which is a city whose infant mortality rates for Black babies leads in third world dimensions, I don't see peace. I'm angry, right? So for me to get a Peacekeeper Award was sort of infuriating to me because I'm like, there is no peace to keep. If anything, I'm a peace seeker, and I call on you all to be peace seekers. Whether you're white, whether you're able-bodied, whether you're undocumented, we all need to be peace seekers, because to be a peace seeker means we have to seek justice. And justice is not automatic. You feel me? Y'all feel me? Y'all feel me? Y'all feel me? So tonight, as we celebrate the people who are attempting to hold on to the peace that generations of people have fought for, let us not stop fighting, right?
Right.
Let us keep our commitment to seeking peace in a way that does not undermine struggle, but in a way that centers the marginalized, in a way that stops bulldozers in the West End from tearing down Black communities. You feel me? In a way that protects undocumented bodies. You feel me? In a way that tells the truth unapologetically. Because whether or not we're able to achieve peace depends on you and me. IJPC, I love you. Mel, I really love you. You're not up here, but I want to thank you for all that you've done. And I do believe that we will win. Thank you.